Well, hello there, and I do hope you're all well. Now, this is the SNP's speech about in Blackford, where he basically just tells everybody with any rational mind knows exactly who our Bodger Johnson is. Yes, a lying, scheming, disgusting turd of a lying charlatan, whatever names you want to call him. Ian Blackford, I love Ian Blackford because he just knows how to handle him. He knows how to handle the Bodge and didn't mince his words. And I just thought it was just as good as Keir.
Thank you, Mr. Speaker. Let us remind ourselves that on the 8th of December last year, the Prime Minister denied that any parties happened in 10 Downing Street. They are the very same parties that the police have now fined the Prime Minister for attending. By now, people know that the rules of this House prevent me from saying that the Prime Minister deliberately and willfully misled this House.
Well, I'll say it for Ian. Yes, he's a liar.
Maybe today that matters little, because the public have already made up their minds. YouGov polling shows 75% of the British public and 82% of people in Scotland have made their minds up on the Prime Minister. The public knows the difference between the truth and lying.
Hear, hear.
And they know that the Prime Minister is only apologising for one reason, and one reason only. It's the only reason he ever apologises, because he's been caught. After months of denials, his excuses have finally run out of road, and so must his time in office.
But remember, Ian, we can't get rid of him now because there's a war in another country, apparently, and that's the reason why we have to keep him in power. And stop talking about Partygate, Ian. There's more important matters like, I don't know.
The Prime Minister has broken the very laws he wrote. To try and argue that he did not know he had broken his own laws would be laughable.
I love that little laugh. Just hearing it made me chuckle then.
If it wasn't so serious. Prime Minister, you can't hide behind advisers. He knows, we know, that the dogs in the street know that the Prime Minister has broken the law. This is the first Prime Minister to be officially found to have broken the law in office. A law-breaking Prime Minister. Just dwell on this. A Prime Minister who has broken the law and remains under investigation over additional law-breaking. Not just a lawbreaker, a serial offender. If he has any decency, any dignity, he would not just apologise, he would resign.
See the look on his face, head down. He did that a lot, you can't really argue, can he? He's been found to be a lawbreaker.
Mr. Speaker, the scale and the seriousness of the issues we are all now facing demand effective leadership from a Prime Minister who can be trusted. The Tory cost of living crisis and the war crimes being inflicted on the Ukrainian people need our full focus. In a time of crisis, the very least the public deserves is a Prime Minister they can trust to tell the truth. And for this Prime Minister, that trust is broken and it can never be fixed. The truth is that a majority of people across these islands will never trust a single word he says again. So the questions today are not so much for a Prime Minister desperately clinging on to power. The real question is for Tory backbenchers. Will they finally grow a spine and remove this person from office? Or is the Tory strategy to go on about standing behind a Prime Minister who the public can't trust with the truth.
Yeah.
Absolutely fantastic. Totally agree. Just like Keir Starmer, just basically lays it all on the table. There you go. That's the leader of this country. A liar, a charlatan, a hooray Henry. Who only cares about one thing, and that's brand Boris. Top class Ian. Always liked Ian Blackford. He knows how to handle him. He's absolutely brilliant. It's a shame he didn't go on as long as Keir, because I think he would never have run out of words to describe our Crime Minister. But shame, but never mind. There'll be one or two others on this. I could have gone on for ages because the questions just kept coming and coming and coming until the end, where the Conservatives left, gone, because it's usually Labour, then SNP, or then Conservative, and it just came to a point where it was Labour, SNP, Liberal Democrat, odd one, and it was Labour, SNP, Labour, SNP. That all ditched him, left him on his own and all he could ever say was, "I humbly apologise." Oh my God, I've got magnets on my fridge that light up when my cheese is racked for eating. And cheese sandwiches and popcorn and champagne. Yes, I was very, very drunk. I'll leave the video here before I ramble on any more nonsense. I shall leave the video here until the next time. I shall bid you farewell and take care.